Rick Van Noy grew up on River Drive in Titusville and graduated from Hopewell Valley in 1985. He played soccer and baseball, and under the influence of his Howell math supervisor mother, he pursued advanced courses in science and in math, with the hope of beginning a career in sports medicine. However, in a high school English course, one of his teachers announced that Rick will be a writer. After graduating from high school, Rick attended the Colorado College in Colorado Springs. In the high mountains and thin air of Colorado, a conversion to the humanities was completed, and he majored in English. Upon his graduation from the Colorado College, he taught several years at the Pennington School. After spending a summer in Telluride, he then felt the urge to go west again, all the way to the far northwest coast to pursue graduate work in English at Western Washington University. He completed a doctorate in American literature at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland. Rick is the author of Surveying the Interior, Literary Cartographers and the Sense of Place, 2003, a study of mapper, writers, explorers Henry David Thoreau, Clarence John Wesley Powell, and Wallace Stegner. He also wrote A Natural Sense of Wonder, Connecting Kids with Nature Through the Seasons, which won the Philip D. Reed Award for Outstanding Writing on the Southern Environment from the Southern Environmental Law Center in 2009. He has given several keynote addresses at environmental education conferences.
In 2003, Rick was awarded a Fulbright to Slovenia, a country where his wife has family. Though wanderlust has brought him far and wide, to Colorado and Washington State, Ohio and Virginia, through his writings, he has often returned to the village of Titusville and the Delaware River. He views the river as a geographical border that got him interested in maps. And the nearby Washington Crossing Park was a place where he would escape into when he was young. At present, he's working on a novel set amongst the ruins of Honey Hollow, a community located at the base of the Bald Peak Mountains. Telemark skiing is among one of his more feverish pursuits, thanks to skiing at Bell Mountain at an early age. He also enjoys kayaking, fishing, and growing tomatoes. He's professor of English at Radford University in Virginia's New River Valley, where he lives in an old farmhouse of revived plaster and odd angles with his wife, Catherine, two children, Sam and Elliot, and a menagerie of animal dependents. Congratulations, Rick Van Noy, on your introduction to the Hopewell Valley Central High School Distinguished Graduates Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much for this honor. Thank you, Michael, for organizing this. As the son of a teacher who taught here, I would be remiss if I didn't also, and one who was thanked here, if I didn't also thank the many wonderful teachers that I had at Hopewell Valley, who I think made learning interesting, made it fun. I saw one in the hall as I arrived, and he is here, just retired, but I can remember him, well, when we were learning calculus, he brought Stella D'Oro breadsticks in to help us kind of visualize, I think, the limits function, and he also took us outside to learn trigonometry, and then I would later write a book about how important I thought it was for students to get outside and how that could enrich learning. I'm also a teacher, and I think in part I was nominated for this award because I did some writing, although writing shares some similarities with teaching in that unless, I don't know, you are J.K. Rowling or somebody, you want to write because you want to make an impact. You want to communicate something to somebody, and not because there's a significant amount of financial reward in it. So writing shares that with teaching. I tried to envision, and thinking about what to say to you today, I tried to envision a younger version of myself sitting there And I know that I would be grateful that I could be out of class for a little bit. And I know that I would want whoever was speaking to make this brief, so I will make it brief. But envisioning that younger person or younger version of myself sitting there, I'd want to say to that person that, and as this was in the bio, that you'll have the chance to live in Colorado, live in Washington State, live in a beautiful country called Slovenia, live in the mountains of Virginia now, but you will always enjoy coming back to this community, this school, and that no one will believe you wherever you go when you tell them you come from a beautiful part of New Jersey. When you tell them you live near the Delaware River, unless you say that's the one that Washington crossed, they will not even maybe know what that is. But to not take that community or that place for granted. And I would also say something to that younger self. I think both Chris and Brant emphasized finding your own passion. And I would also echo that, although I would also say to that younger self that when you find you're going to want to find a passion, but you also have to, there's a kind of paradox at work there, you have to kind of take your time in finding it, because it won't be readily apparent to you. It may not even be on the radar screen at this point when you are sitting right there. But it will eventually come if you keep plugging away and you keep working hard. And when it does come, and wherever you wind up living, wherever that place is, that you seek to make an impact. You find that passion and you make an impact on the community or wherever it is that you live. And I think that, and that you think about success, or not always in ways that our culture defines success, but in making an impact on the community that you serve. Thanks very much.